All right, guys, first trading day of the year. It's important to mark what's doing well in the market, what's doing bad, okay, what's going on. So here's a lot of what's going on right now, okay? So I wrote this all down so I don't miss anything, okay? So first of all, the 10-year treasury is going up. And remember, when that's going up and the US dollar is going up, okay, the US dollar actually broke out to highs that we haven't seen in a while. That is a recipe for stocks going down. Remember that, okay? When the 10-year treasury and the US dollar are both going up, stocks fall. So that's why the major indexes overall didn't do well today after initially starting, up. And then also, obviously when the 10-year treasury is higher, that means more people are buying bonds. Okay, even if we're not buying, other, big investors will look at parking their cash there. Why take the risk, right? When you're getting a better return sitting in the 10-year treasury, right? So you have to remember that equity risk premium, it's called, okay? And the equity risk premium is not as good as it used to be because, like I said, when bonds are higher, people can get more on their money. That's, where they'll put their money, a lot of big money out there. Also, we could get an oversold bounce, okay? But long-term breadth, that indicator is weak right now, okay? So it's not looking good looking at that indicator. And then China issued more sanctions today, okay? Also, jobless claims came in less than expected, which was good, showing, a resilient labor market. But again, that could have the Fed pause and not cut rates again if the market continues to stay hot. So remember that. Commodities are starting to go down as well. Gold is hanging in there, but it looks like it might roll over. But if you look at all the commodities, they're coming down, all right? Also, Apple, some big news today. They're cutting their prices in China, and that affects their gross margins. That's why Apple was selling off. And remember, they have a big weighting in the indexes, so that affects other stocks, why the major indexes fell also today. And a big chunk of Apple's earnings does come from China still, okay? So that will affect their numbers. And then Tesla, we know I mentioned this morning, reported it was still record deliveries, but they missed expectations, though, by a good 20,000 vehicles, okay? And that was enough to send Tesla down today as well, okay? And then also I wrote down that if you look at the major sectors, okay, everything was pretty much down, or it has been down since December 1st. And there's nothing leading right now, which isn't good, okay? And the breadth isn't good. And then oil went back up. So if you like the oil plays, that did start to go back up. And Nvidia did have a good day, but it still needs to close above $141, okay, to become bullish on it, okay? Until it does that, it's still, under the 50-day moving average, for example, okay? So if that can get above that, that would help. We need something to lead right now, okay? And then if you're into the quantum computing, Rigetti went up big again today, but eventually the party's going to end. The music's going to stop, guys. Are you going to be left holding the bag? Hopefully not. You got your stop losses in, or at least are playing with profits by now. I mean, especially on that name, that's up huge. Okay. But you got to be careful out there right now, guys. Right now, there's a lot of indicators showing that things want to go lower. But again, it is the first trading day of the year, so we don't know. We got to see what tomorrow brings. Okay. If there's confirmation of this going down further. And then you heard me mention earlier, the nuclear power names, they started off the year well. So you can focus on that sector, okay? But that's what's going on right now, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.